Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us this morning. We have a fantastic panel here for everyone to enjoy. We will be talking in depth about the Citizenship by Investment program and residency programs of a few dynamic countries. And today I'm joined with some fantastic industry insiders who would be able to give you much information about quite a few of these programs that are on the market. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kevin Hossam. It's 2 a.m. in the morning over here where I am, so please excuse me for looking a bit tired. But I'm here and I'm happy to be here. I represent Exclusive Concierge, and we are a Citizenship by Investment licensed agent company in Antigua and Barbuda. We're based in Antigua, and we have offices throughout different countries in China, Vietnam, and Pakistan. I would like to pass it over to my colleagues on the panel to introduce themselves and tell us a bit about their company. Let's start with Inga from CS Global.
Good morning, everyone, and I welcome you to this exciting event. My name is Inga Wellings, and I am a Business Development Manager for Dubai office of CS Global Partners. Let me introduce to you CS Global Partners. Headquartered in Mayfair, heart of London, CS Global Partners has offices across the globe in Asia, Middle East, Africa, and China. CS Global Partners is a sole authorized marketing promoter of Dominica CBI program, the sole authorized marketing agent of St. Kitts and Nevis program, and marketing agent of St. Lucia CBI, exclusive in Asia and Far East. This puts us in exclusive position where we are trusted to study, develop, promote, and market those 3 CBI programs of these 3 Caribbean countries. Success of these programs stands as a testament to our long collaboration, and we are committed to ensuring that programs remain highly competitive and robust. An exceptional team of multilingual experts, our own complementary preliminary due diligence process, unprecedented global reach and presence, our outstanding track record. These are the few of the reasons why our clients choose CS Global Partners.
Okay, thank you very much, Inga. Let's hear from Pana Gotis from Dominica Group.
Thank you, Kevin. Good morning, everyone. My name is Pana Gotis, and I'm the Business Development Manager of Dominica Group. In order to avoid any confusion, Dominica Group is based in Cyprus and has nothing to do with the Dominican Republic. Cyprus was always an important business hub because of its strategic location. Established Cyprus as a very popular tourist destination. Cyprus has an easygoing life. It's not very crowded, but it's a very safe destination. Also, the cost of living and the corporation tax in comparison to other international business hubs is significantly lower. And this makes Cyprus a very popular place to live, grow up a family, and set up your own business. Cyprus not only offers a lot of monetary returns, but it goes beyond that. Something that we cannot put a number on it, because I'm certain that you also behave the same way that quality of life, the blessing of living a good life, you and your family, is priceless. Our group is a second-generation family business and has a long history of 6 decades in the real estate industry. Throughout the years, we have successfully delivered more than 450 projects with thousands of satisfied clients, either residential or commercial. All of our projects are self-financed, which gives us the opportunity to offer a flexible payment plan. Under the umbrella of our group, we have 8 companies that are offering any kind of service around real estate. We are considered as a one-stop shop that people can find any kind of property that meets their criteria, whether it's budget, location, or design at any construction stage. And we are also authorized service providers for both the Cyprus Permanent Residency Program and the Cyprus Investment Program. Both programs proven to be very popular and with high demand because of their simplicity and reliability, which they are very easy to apply, and the application process takes reasonable waiting time. So that's from me, Kevin, for now.
Thank you, Panagotis. Okay, so let's move over to Gavenci from Ketici and Ketenci. Sorry.
Thank you, Kevin. Good morning, everyone. Good morning from Istanbul, Turkey. This is Güvenç Ketenci. I'm the managing partner and CEO of Ketenci and Ketenci International Law Firm. We are a leading law firm, mainly based in Istanbul, with offices in London also. We advise on different aspects of global immigration and Turkish immigration law. We are actually the leading law firm in Turkey, advising on Turkish Citizenship investment program. As our dear participants and attendants today might be aware, Turkish CBI has been very popular, especially for the last few years. And we have successfully filed for more than 500 clients within this short 3-year time period. Well, I will come back to the details of application procedures and Turkish Citizenship investment program later. As for Turkey, Turkey is nestled between Europe and Asia, and it's a NATO member, and it is one of the G20 countries. It's the 16th largest economy in the world, with having a population of 80 million. And we have a very young population also, and it is a very vibrant economy, although within the recent years there are some issues in terms of economy, and Turkey has been a founding member of the European Council also, okay? Not to mention about, of course, wonderful cuisine and fantastic weather all the year. So this made Turkey, I think, an important residency and citizenship by investment. Of course, it's a Muslim country. 99% of the population is Muslim. However, at the same time, it's a secular country, so it embraces both democratic Western values as well as Islamic values. So I think this is why it has become a very popular point for especially investors from Middle East, from Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, India, as well as Saudi Arabia, Libya, Jordan. However, we also are seeing a significant amount of interest from Chinese investors to Turkish investment program as well. So I think Kevin will be discussing the aspects of the application procedure soon. So this is briefly about Turkey and ourselves.
Thank you. And pass it over to Elena from Apex.
Good morning to everyone. Welcome to this really great opportunity to learn more about CIP programs all over the world. I'm Jelena Živković from company Apex capital partners in Montenegro, and I'm in Montenegro program manager for marketing agents selected by Montenegrin government for a CIP Montenegro program. Our program is very new on the market, becoming very popular. Few words about Montenegro. It is a small country, one of ex-Yugoslavian republics, located in Southeast Europe, and further member of EU. As someone mentioned before, we also have great cuisine, perfect climate, and we are very welcome to all people interested to come and visit us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yelena. All right, so today we're going to be discussing the application process, the A to Z, what persons need to know about your programs. And I'm very happy to have such a distinguished panel, and from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries, 7 countries. So very informative here today. And I'd like to start basically, before we get into the application process, let's know a little bit about your program briefly. I know the participants, a lot of them probably have done their homework, and you know, if they want to know a little bit more about it, let's encourage them to contact you after. But briefly, for the sake of 7 programs, let's discuss it and tell us about your program. So let's start back with Inga. I know, Inga, you're representing 3 programs.
Yes, CS Global Partners is an investment, but today we will be focusing on Caribbean programs, in particularly Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia. Caribbean programs, particularly those of
Программы получения гражданства за инвестиции в Карибском регионе, особенно
Caribbean best CBI programs of the kind, and there are some factors to consider when you are choosing a CBI program. Firstly, it is safety, security, and political stability of the country. Yes, Caribbean countries are safe, politically stable, and very secure countries, and their CBI programs stood the test of time. St. Kitts and Nevis' program in existence since 1984. Nobody can beat this record. Caribbean, when we talk about investment threshold, Caribbean is one of the most cost-effective ways and cost-beneficial ways to receive citizenship. St. Lucia and Dominica both require minimum dollars for single applicant. Applicants generally do not need to travel to Caribbean countries, not even visit them, except for Antigua and Barbuda for 5 days. You need to be there for 5 days in 5 years. You do not need to sit an interview. You do not need to pass a language test. And processing time is also a very important factor. Processing time, if the applicant does not, then Dominican processing time is 3 months. St. Kitts and Nevis's processing time, standard route is 3 months from the submission of the application to the approval in principle. St. Kitts and Nevis also has a unique accelerated application process from an application submission to citizenship in 60 days for an additional cost. And of course, eligibility for the citizenship of Caribbean countries. An adult above 18 years old, financially independent, with clean police record with no political exposure, in good health, with family or single can apply for Caribbean citizenship. And yes, Caribbean citizenship offers the travel visa-free or visa on arrival to over 140 countries in the world. That's me. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, maybe I should go right after, seeing that I'm also Caribbean. So she did mention a little bit, Inga did mention a little bit about the Antigua program. Antigua is also in the Caribbean, very similar to the other three programs that was just mentioned. I do believe also that Antigua is a very good program to participate in, one of the best. It also starts at 100,000 US dollars. It is quite fast, 3 months again for approval in principle. And we are actually, you know, one of the programs that may not have been around from the beginning when programs started, but we have evolved into one of the experience programs. I think we're the third oldest program in the Caribbean, and we've evolved into quite a dynamic program. And throughout the years, you've seen quite a few changes to make the program better and more competitive. Antigua and Barbuda is holding quite a strong visa-free passport with 151 countries. And, you know, it's one of the countries that you definitely, when you apply, you can rely on good service, especially when you come to my, my company for representation. But generally, the Antigua Citizenship by Investment program is a well-oiled machine. In other words, the application process is, you know, quite good in everything, and we'll get into that a little bit more. You know, it's not a hard process. So the island and their program.
Thank you, Kevin. As I mentioned before, both programs, the Cyprus Permanent Residency and the Cyprus Investment Program, are simple and quick, while at the same time are easy and reliable. Actually, this is what made them so popular through the years. For the Cyprus Permanent Residency Program, the criteria are minimal. You are required to purchase a new property of at least 300,000 euro and have a clean criminal record. Once you meet this criteria, you could have your approval within 2 months from the application date. One of the reasons that this program is so popular is because with one investment, the whole family, the whole 3 generations can get the permanent residency. It's the couple, the children under the age of 25, and the parents of the couple. And they can all enjoy the benefits of our healthcare system, and their children can enjoy our education system. Now, regarding the Cyprus Investment Program, the minimum requirements are slightly different. You are required to purchase a residential property of minimum 500,000 euro, make an additional investment on residential properties of 1.5 million euro, which you must keep your investment for 5 years period. And actually, as a group, we could manage your investment for this period and we can offer you bank guarantee returns. You are also required to make a government donation of 200,000 for this program, and again, you are required to have a clean criminal record. For this program, the couple and the children under the age of 28 are eligible to apply. Also, the parents of the couple could apply with the purchase of an extra residential property of minimum 500,000 euro per each couple. Now, the approval comes within 6 months from the application date, and once you get approved, you will be a Cypriot citizen, and you can enjoy the benefits of living and working in all of the 27 countries of the European Union, and also you can enjoy freedom of travel to more than 173 destinations. So that's it. Very quickly, I don't want to waste a lot of time in more detail.
Yes, thank you, thank you. All right, let's go to Güvenç. Let's hear about the Turkish program. I know the Turkish program has been a very popular program within the last year. So I'm sure persons would like to hear about this young, popular program.
Thank you, Kevin. Many thanks again. Well, Turkish Citizenship by Investment program was initially introduced by the Turkish government back in 1st January 2017. It was then $1 million for property investment and $3 million. These are the minimum investment thresholds for bank deposit option. Property investment and bank deposit are the two available routes to proceed for Turkish Citizenship by Investment program. Back in September 2018, the minimum investment thresholds has been significantly reduced to $250,000 for property investment, and then respectively for $500,000 for bank deposit option. When it comes to these options, by simply investing into an approved property of minimum $250,000 in any area of Turkey, not essentially in Istanbul, Ankara, Antalya, Izmir, or Bodrum, in any part of Turkey, the investor himself or herself, as well as his family members, spouse, and children who are below 18 years old, are all eligible to apply and obtain Turkish Citizenship by Investment altogether at once. One crucial important point is, prior to making the property investment, it is essentially required to obtain an expert valuation report. These reports are to be obtained by independent, impartial, expert persons who have Turkish Capital Market Board license, and they assess the current market value of the property. Therefore, this is a law introduced by the authorities in order to protect investors' interests, so there will be no manipulation in property prices. And without this expert report, it's not possible to proceed with any property. Other than that, for bank deposit option, by the way, the property shall be held minimum for 3 years, and after the end of after the completion of 3-year period, the investor is free to exit. He can sell the property, yet he will keep his Turkish citizenship. Also, his family members are going to keep it, and this will also be inherited to future generations, which is, I think, an important aspect of Turkish program. The future generations will automatically get Turkish citizenship once the main applicant, investor, obtains citizenship, Turkish citizenship by investment. Other than that, for bank deposit option, simply investor shall place a minimum $500,000 in one of the Turkish banks, on the condition to not withdraw the money for the next 3 years. Again, he shall keep the monies for 3 years in one of the Turkish banks, and within the 6-month time period, he would be getting or she will be getting the Turkish citizenship by investment. So the procedures are quite similar for these two options. I think we will be discussing the application procedure separately though. However, once the investment is completed for property, once the registration of the property is completed, it takes around 3 to 4 months to get the citizenship for all family members.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Very informative. Okay, so let's hear a little bit about the Montenegro program now. Probably one of the newer programs on the market, so would be very interesting to hear a little bit more. Elena?
Yeah, you're right. Montenegro is, let's say, the youngest program in the industry. Officially started in January 2019. It took a few months for government to brush up all the procedures. So let's say that our program is 1 year old. And we have to be honest, it is very popular, especially on the Eastern markets. It is originally planned to last for 3 years and to include 2,000 passports. We all hope that it will be extended, but for the moment, those are limits of the program. Requirements of the program are investment in as a donation in the budget in amount of 100,000 euros and investment in development projects pre-approved by the government in amounts of 2,500,000 if the projects are located on the northern part of Montenegro, or 4,500 if the projects are located on the Montenegrin coast. The applicants should come to Montenegro only once after their application is approved to receive resolution of acceptance to Montenegrin citizenship and to get the passport. And the whole procedure takes from 50 to 90 days, which is quite fast. I think that you will agree with me. Generally, great benefit of Montenegrin program is the fact that Montenegro will become next member of EU.
Fabulous, fabulous. Very interesting. I didn't even realize they had a cap of 2,000 passports in the 3 years. Wow.
Oh yeah, that is originally limit, but we'll see. We hope it will be.
Very good. All right. So we're going to discuss now something that, particularly in Antigua, and I'm sure maybe in some of the other countries, one or two things might have changed recently, due to the times we're living in. But it's always good to stay up to date on the application process. And, like I said, things change, things evolve, the application process also evolves, programs evolve. And, hearing about each of these programs and the application process is extremely important, because a successful application process, should render a successful client. So let's start with Guvench. Change up the order a little bit, and let's hear about the Turkish application process briefly.
Sure, thanks, Kevin, again. The application procedure for Turkish Citizenship by Investment Program is quite smooth, actually. For property investment, once the investor identifies a property, it takes around usually 30 days, 15 to 30 days to register the property on Turkish Title Deed Office. And once this is done, once the registration of the property is completed, then we immediately apply for a special kind of short-term residence permit for the main applicant only. This is a special kind of Turkish PR, which is going to be valid for 12 months, which is only granted to the Turkish Citizenship by investment investors. But this is for the main applicant only. And if the investor wants to stay inside Turkey, he has this opportunity to stay inside Turkey within the next 12 months. However, at the same time, we will then submit the citizenship applications for all family members. I mean, once the registration of the property is completed, which takes around 30 days, then we file for citizenship for all family members. And it takes around 4 months to get the citizenship for all family members, as I said. Therefore, the investor shall assume a total period of 5 to 6 months from day one to getting the citizenship, a period of 5 to 6 months. Once the official Turkish citizenship status is officially obtained, we then invite our clients, investors, to come to Istanbul to provide fingerprints for biometrics. And once this is done, they can collect their new Turkish ID cards and passports within the next 10 days or so. So it's quite smooth, actually. Because of coronavirus pandemic situation, some of the Turkish consulates in abroad, like Turkish consulate in New York, Johannesburg, in Pakistan, as well as in Xinjiang and Beijing and Hong Kong, they started to provide these biometric services. Therefore, which is interesting for most of the clients, at that time, once the Turkish citizenship is obtained, the client doesn't necessarily travel to Turkey. They can they can submit their biometrics fingerprints in Turkish consulates, some of the Turkish consulates abroad. This is a new thing because of coronavirus situation. Other than that, as I said, the application is quite smooth. But of course, we will ask some documentation, and there will be due diligence process. We also conduct a due diligence ourselves as a law firm prior to accepting a new client. And once we believe the file is quite smooth and strong, then we provide the service for the client. This is, by the way, in the bank deposit option, once the monies are submitted, the investor is also, they can also get a regular interest on the deposit amounts, which is an interesting point, I think. Other than that, for property, they can either rent out the property or they can live inside the property themselves. Again, there is no restriction in such terms.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you very much. Just had to cut my video there to plug in my computer. All right. Thank you for that informative process. So let's move on to Inga. I know you have 3 programs, but all are not too different. So we'd love to hear from you about that.
Well, I can tell you about the application process and how it was affected in the recent development. To prove the principle that Caribbean governments respond to the applicant needs, all of the Caribbean CBI countries temporarily allowed online submission of the application, which is extremely important and accommodating. Some of the countries implemented temporary adjustment to the document requirement. St. Kitts and Nevis, for example, reduced document bundle that is permitted at this initial online submission stage. Dominica has extended the definition of dependence in the application, adding the option of having siblings in the application, and St. Kitts and Nevis has announced extremely exciting limited time offer where family up to 4 members can apply for St. Kitts and Nevis' citizenship for $150,000. It is limited time offer and it is huge savings, and we advise all of our customers to take full advantage of this limited time offer. I stress, please take a note that your application should be submitted before 15th of January 2021. And as we said before, application process nice, easy, smooth, well developed, and it does take extremely short period of time if the client, of course, does not raise any issues when it comes to due diligence. This is extremely important matter, and CS Global Partners happy to consult all of our clients when it comes to the application. I will refer all of you to our website and our booth at this event, and I welcome you to check us out and choose. Make a choice. This is the time to make a choice for second citizenship.
Yes, thank you, Inga. Definitely, I would agree. This is the time. I mean, gone are the days when getting a second citizenship, well, not necessarily gone, but gone are the days when it was just getting a second citizenship for luxury. Now it's a necessity with all of these travel restrictions on many of these countries. So you know, the whole dynamic of this program has changed quite a lot within the last few months. Well, I will briefly tell you about Antigua and Barbuda following Inga and the other three programs. Antigua has made quite a few changes to its program. One of the major changes that I'm going to speak about is the actual online submission. The online submission came on stream. It was planned to have been executed a long time ago. Unfortunately, COVID sped things up. But the online submission has actually also, you know, shortened the length of the application process, because applications are being submitted online a lot faster. And one of the things that the Antigua government has made possible during this time is you can actually submit your application with a grace period without sending funds to pay for the submission of the file. So that has tremendously shortened the time span of waiting. So we're looking at some very, well, I would say a lot shorter processing times now because of that. And also because of the fact that we can submit without funds. Something else to actually note, things keep changing. One of the things that the Antigua program just recently did also, once persons have been successful and obtained their passport, they were required to visit the island within the five-year period for 5 days. I would like to think this is the first step of it being abolished. Antigua just put in place where they've suspended it until August 2021. So I would like to think that is the first step to possibly abolishing the residency requirement in Antigua. So some changes have taken place, whether temporary or, you know, and we're seeing a good effect on these changes. Now, the application process is quite simple, very straightforward, and you know, once you participate in this program and submit the required documentation, which your local licensed agent or marketing representative provides you with, I think you could be very, you know, you would be successful. It's not a difficult application process. And, you know, I've dealt with clients because of this new portal submission and the fact that we could submit without fees. And we have started an application and within 10 days had it submitted. And this client was actually based in Turkey. So before time, we had to wait for the courier to send the file and, you know, wait on the banks to clear the funds. So it was a lot longer. Now, 10 days, getting the file prepared and then submitting, you know, we're probably 2 months ahead of the game. So COVID actually really helped things with the program and did some necessary changes and improvements. So the application process has gotten easier, in my opinion. So let's go to Panagotis and let's hear about the Cyprus application process.
The application process is very simple, as I mentioned before. Once you define your needs, engage a law firm and choose a developer you will deal with, then you just need to choose where you will invest your money. The contract law in Cyprus is very specific, which makes things very smooth and transparent. So following the sales agreement, and payment of the relevant required amount, whether there is the permanent residency program or the Cyprus investment program. The lawyer will deal with all the paperwork in order to submit the application, and the approval will come after 2 months for the permanent residency and after 6 months for the citizenship. Then the applicant is required to visit Cyprus for their biometric release and issuance of the permanent residency card or their Cypriot passport. It depends which program they will follow. And the last required financial criteria need to be fulfilled, and that's it. Easy, fast, and simple. But as you know, as you correctly mentioned before, we all experience hard and strange times, and coronavirus affected our lives and our everyday way of living. It is unfortunate the whole universe suffers, and of course Cyprus couldn't be out of this experience. But what it is important here to know is that in Cyprus we have successfully took all the right measures on time, and most importantly, people cooperate and follow the recommendations. And this is the reason why Cyprus is considered as one of the safest countries to travel in 2020. Now regarding the process and the changes that were made, the Cypriot government reacted once again very quickly, which is no surprise as it's one of its main characteristics. It restructured the procedures so no delays will happen, and everything can be done remotely, from signing of the documents from distance, from the application process, even opening bank accounts remotely. As you know, technology is offering a great help in this situation. And today, with the help of Uglobal, all of us here are the perfect examples of how technology changed the business environment. So Cyprus adapted really quickly.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Thank you. Elena, briefly about your application process. I would like to pose one more question to the panel after you've spoken. So, and I know we're being hinted for time. So let's try and be real quick.
Okay, I would just like to say that Montenegro institutions doesn't care much about COVID, and they still prefer hard copy documents. So the steps of applications are very straightforward. Upon the collection of all required documents, our internal team is making the final check, and when full file is correct and in place, applicants should transfer donation funds of 100,000 to escrow account, as well as 250,000 or 450, depending where the investment will be, to the dedicated escrow account as well. Following step is submission of application to Montenegrin Investment Agency, and the internal process of checking the quality of applicant started. As I said previously, this process is done in a period of 50 to 90 days, after which we are expecting to get the feedback. Passports are issued within the 24 hours as of day when applicants are in the country, and they are free to go as new Montenegrin citizens.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. All right, just to wrap it up, I wanted to give the viewers some advice from experts in these programs. How could we, or what could we tell these viewers who are looking to participate and who are looking to look for partners in this business? How do we guide them quickly? A few words on you know, what to look for and the factors to consider. As experts, what can you tell them? Inga, briefly.
Yes. Whomever is choosing the program CBI to participate, I urge everyone to do their homework, ask as many questions as they like, and choose their agents very, very carefully. Look at the reputation, at the track record, and when it comes to CBI program, important factors are investment threshold, the time of the processing, strength of the citizenship, how many countries it offers you for visa-free and visa on arrival, how easy the application is, do you need to travel or not, how safe and secure and politically stable country is, because this could be the country that you once will want to retire to and take all of your family. Yes, when it comes to family, it is important to know that all of your members can be added to the application and nobody will be left behind. And of course, look for the country with a stable law, like Caribbean countries, English law and educational standards, with a clean environment, with amazing climate and stability, and a style of life, basically. I wish everybody make a right choice, and CS Global Partners definitely here to help. Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thanks, Inga. I would agree with everything you've basically said. Let's run over to Elena again. What advice can you quickly give to persons looking to participate? Your mic is muted.
Oh yeah, sorry, my apologies. To be honest, I do not have anything to add to Inga's word. She put everything in writing, except I would skip this part about Caribbean and share the same or very similar information about Montenegro. It is a small country in the Europe. Probably majority of people know Montenegro as ex-Yugoslavian republic, with a stable political situation, stable economic situation, perfect climate, where we are able to, there are years when we are able in May today to swim on the coast and tomorrow go to skiing in Kolashin. So it's a very dynamic country, very lovely country, and I would like to invite all to do the homework and search a bit of Montenegro, and that will be good reason to start thinking about Montenegrin citizenship as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Panagotis, briefly, what would you, give advice on?
Yes, look, the beauty of the Cyprus program is that they offer a lot of benefits, and there are a lot of advantages for an investor. So the important thing here is to clarify the priorities. Is it a plan B? Is it to invest in order to generate income, better chances for education for their family, for their children, better quality of life, quality healthcare system? Trust me, Cyprus immigration programs offer all of the above. And of course, it is very important with who you'll be dealing with, which partner you trust to get the most out of your investment, to be treated with respect and to deal with professionals. In Cyprus, we have plenty of reputable and trustworthy property developers and law firms to assist you from scratch to completion. And as a group, we strongly suggest the potential applicants to use their own independent lawyer to safeguard their best interests. Regarding the companies they need to look for, is important to research their track record, financial stability, diversity of their portfolio, flexibility to meet their individual needs, while they make sure they trust the company that will take care of them even after the purchase with a good after-sale service. So it's very important. And as a group, we offer all of that. And being now in the transition from the second to third generation, we understand that our good reputation in the industry is our greatest asset, and we would like to maintain it. For this reason, we will make everything in our power to make sure that the process of the potential applicants will be as smooth as possible.
Thank you very much. And Guvench, your last words on some advice.
Thanks, Kevin. I think everyone has perfectly explained so far. I can only add to that of course, I think the most important aspect is to work together with highly experienced professionals. I mean, from an investor point of view, they shall indeed instruct, engage a highly experienced law firm or agent who are very well aware of the details of the program, as well as the legal aspects of the program. Because in Turkey, unfortunately, there is no official authorization from the government, which is an important point, I think. So, from Turkish program point of view, I would strongly suggest all investors to work with a highly experienced law firm in order to avoid any issues, because we are hearing unfortunate stories. On the other hand, I think Inga perfectly explained, of course, the main aspects, but I think for the time being, and I think for the further times, a very important part will be the health issue. So the investors, as you also perfectly stated, so the second citizenship is no longer a luxury, but I think it's a necessity indeed. Therefore, they have to carefully compare the programs and look for the best, if possible, among the best options in terms of providing health services. Turkey steps forward in this sense with the new sophisticated health facilities. It is actually hosting the youngest and most dynamic health system in Europe. So during the COVID period, we have noticed that many people travel to Turkey from the Netherlands, from Germany, from the UK, in order to enjoy from Turkish health system. So I think this will also be a marking point in the future times.
Thank you very much. So folks, you heard it from the experts. You can't get any better advice. I mean, look at that track record, you know, and definitely look into the history of the company that you're looking at. And, you know, we have some very good law firms and agent firms out there that can assist. And I will definitely recommend, if you are looking for any of these programs, to hit up any of these folks. A lot of what they've said, all of what they've said has honestly resonated throughout, not just their program, but all of the programs. You know, they're all different, but so similar. I'd like to thank you all, my fellow panelists, and also the guests that came on. It was a pleasure being here at 2 a.m. with you, and I hope to see all of you again very soon, hopefully in physical presence and not virtually. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
Kevin.
you so very much. Have a successful day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Have a nice
Take care.
day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.